Hello, bro. I was looking past reading material when I'm done with anyone's son, and the consensus seems to be a JFK conspiracy book. I've narrowed it down to several books, though I believe the last book I'm going to show you here is going to be the winner. JFK Dead Witnesses by Craig Roberts and John Armstrong. In the years following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, more than 100 witnesses, investigators, and other people linked to the ambush in Dealey Plaza have died. The majority have met their fate under extremely suspicious circumstances. What an awful font to place on this photoed back cover. Murders, mysterious accidents, and suicides account for more than half of those who have died since that fateful day in 1963. This is basically just a book that goes through all the witnesses who died. Obviously, as it's called, Dead Witnesses. The second book is by Pulitzer Prize winner Sylvan Fox, The Unanswered Questions About President Kennedy's Assassination. This one seems rather dated and probably won't offer anything of substance. Ditto with this one. Headline making: New revelations from the surgeon who tried to save JFK and Oswald. JFK Conspiracy of Silence by Charles A. Crenshaw, medical doctor. Speaking as Dr. Charles A. Crenshaw, the zealous surgeon who fought to save JFK, and then shocking days later, Lee Harvey Oswald. No, he gives the testimony he was not allowed to give to the Warren Commission. He explains why he is sure that the president was the victim of a second assassin. He reveals the eerie phone call to him from the newly sworn-in President Lyndon Johnson. He details the behavior of Jacqueline Kennedy at the hospital. He describes the strong-armed security forces that invaded the hospital and the virtual kidnapping of JFK's corpse. He tells of the stifling of his and other doctors' dissenting opinions. He does this and much more in a book that buttresses blah, blah, blah. Then there's The Dark Side of Camelot. The Kennedys, Jack, Bobby, and Teddy, revealed in an uncensored portrait of their lives, their connections, their women, and their power. I don't know if this was written after Robert's death. '76, so it was. The nasty little man. Who was that? Lyndon Johnson. It's all here, from Chappaquiddick to Washington. This is the story of the kings and queens of Camelot, how one by one they betrayed the spirit of high ideas and principles, growth and progress that characterized the so-called New Frontier period. All right, that's not so much about the assassination. The Kennedy curse. One by one it claimed them, and now Ted, last of the Kennedys, the most tragic victim of all. I don't know about that. He lived a full life after he killed a woman, so... How the curse began. What year was this? And obviously I'm not going to read something like Mark Lane's Rush to Judgment, because I guarantee that's out here somewhere. Plus, it's probably copyrighted. Death, madness, disgrace. The Kennedys had everything but luck. They were the golden people, but one by one the Kennedy curse claimed them. They knew of the curse and and tried to ignore it, because for people like the Kennedys, there was nothing else to do. And because they knew the curse would bring nothing but death, madness, and disgrace, they lived their lives on borrowed time, fighting to enjoy every single remaining moment. There was also a book on Marilyn Monroe and her supposedly mysterious death, which kind of interests me, but I think people want, at least people that listen to this channel, want some Kennedy assassination, since I put up a poll and only 3 people answered, but all 3 wanted Kennedy assassination. This book so far is the winner, because I think there's a website, what is it called? Discordian or something like that. Discordian Historia Discordium, which claims that it's the rarest. What's the exact words they say about this book? Control, find. No, Warren. Son of a bitch, where is it? The plot. To kill JFK. Now it's not showing it. What the flop? What did I do? Oh, I think I went back a page. No, let's go back one more page, buddy. The plot to kill JFK. While the book is very rare, I think my description will save you the time of actually reading it, because in my estimation, it's pretty cornball. However, if you do want to read it, here's a copy for your possible reading enjoyment, but I clicked the link and it's blocked, so you can't read it. Let's see what it says about it. The plot to kill JFK was authored under the apparent pseudonym David M. Warren, and is considered among the rarest of JK. Why do I keep saying JKF? JFK assassination conspiracy books. In fact, when I first started traveling down this odd avenue, there were 0 copies available anywhere on the net, and one of the few existing copies was located in the special collections at the University of Oregon, part of the personal library of Linus Pauling, donated after his death. Not unlike Art Ford, Pauling was a man of many interests, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, the plot to kill JFK was unavailable for interlibrary loan, and so on the remote chance that I maybe could connive them into making me a scan, I contacted the University of Oregon Library and was informed that the plot to kill JFK had just been recently scanned into their system. And they linked it to him, etc. Do you want to know the plot, or you want to just be... I don't recall what I read about it, so... It's apparently a novel, but I think it's just a novel, so no one can, sue him. The explosive documentary novel of 3 men and their diabolical plot to assassinate John Fitzgerald Kennedy. From what I understand, he names 3 names in the book, which were supposedly the assassins. That was from a review on, I think, Amazon. If you just type in The Plot to Kill JFK by David M. Warren, it'll take you to that. And then the book itself, I looked it up on eBay and Google, and the cheapest copy I could find was $239.99 plus $10 shipping, so basically a $250 book. I had no clue. It was just sitting on my shelf. It's 2 books in one. The other book is Summer of Want, which obviously I'm not going to read. A lusty, spine-chilling story of a beautiful young girl fighting to understand herself amid an illicit world. I believe these were in somewhat kind of connected to Playboy magazine novel books. But the Kennedy book, half of the book is only 58 pages. So I could knock that out in probably 2 or 3 days. And once I start reading and it gets interesting, probably won't be that long. It might only take a day or so. Anyway, at this point, that's my choice for the win. And I picked these older ones for obvious reasons. You can't read a 2015 book, which somebody is going to give you a copyright strike. So I'm going to the very obscure, which is my forte anyways, to find books that no one else has and then make them available. Anyway, that's all, bros. Goodbye. Goodbye.